Join me today as we visit the primary filming location for a very underrated comedy. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us here at Traces of Hollywood, and today we're going to visit the primary filming location for my favorite Steve Martin comedy. I know that's controversial, but my favorite Steve Martin comedy featuring Eddie Murphy, Bowfinger. For whatever reason, this movie isn't as appreciated as it should be, in my opinion. I mean, it has lots of other stars: Heather Graham, Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Stamp, John Cho, Christine Baranski. It's a seriously funny movie that is overlooked by many people. Another interesting thing about Bowfinger is that it was directed by Frank Oz. Yes, that Frank Oz, the puppeteer and voice of everyone from Miss Piggy to Yoda. I'm not going to give too much away, but most of the film takes place at Steve Martin's home office called International Pictures, and basically he's a small-time producer who tries to make it big, and lots of funny stuff happens along the way. We're going to use Amoeba Music on Hollywood Boulevard as a landmark here if you're visiting and want to check out the location yourself. Here's Hollywood and Vine. Up here is Capitol Records, so easy enough to find. So one block east of Vine, you'll head on over, and just past Amoeba Music is El Centro. So you'll turn right at the first street and then right into the first alley, which is Vista Del Mar. And here it is marked as French General, as a headquarters for a fabric textile company right now, as I understand. So again, here's this shot, and we'll compare some building details. You can see these columns. But here in this shot, get a look at the front of the building, the doorway, the window, and you can see it here. There have been some minor changes since the movie was filmed. There's a fence put up. And here you can see us driving along El Centro and turning into the Vista Del Mar alley. And when the movie was filmed, none of these high-rise buildings existed around it. It was basically in the middle of a parking lot. And I remember that back when I lived in LA. This place just kind of stood out on its own. But all these buildings popped up around it. And I love that they didn't sell it off, that it still exists almost exactly the way that it looked. But this is pretty rare. I would love to know more of the backstory. I wasn't able to find too much about why they kept this and didn't sell off this piece of property, but it has changed hands over the years. I know it's been everything from a cafe to an actual production company, which I always thought was pretty funny because it is a production company in the movie. And I can only assume that those people understood the comedic irony of that. So again, here is International Pictures. Enjoy it and stop by and have a look yourself if you're in Hollywood, and especially if you're a fan of Bowfinger. If you enjoyed this video and want to see other filming locations, celebrity homes, and celebrity graves, go ahead and hit that little circle on the bottom right and you can subscribe, and you'll be the first to know when we post up a new video. Thanks a lot. See you on the next one.